So I think that the Young Turks has been open-minded to all the candidates. We've interviewed more than half the candidates here. We've had amazing conversations with people all across the spectrum, all the way from John Delaney and Tim Ryan to Tulsi Gabbard and Andrew Yang. We gave all those candidates oftentimes their very first shot in front of a national audience. And no matter how much we agreed or disagreed with them, we respected them and gave tough but fair interviews. And we don't do company endorsements at the Young Turks. All of our hosts have different opinions. Our reporters do objective journalism, and I'm incredibly proud of them. But the hosts get to endorse whoever they want. So I'm going to do an endorsement today. So I want to tell you guys, if for those of you who suspected that I love Elizabeth Warren, it's true, I do. I think she's fantastic. I think she's smart, strategic, incredibly progressive. I think she's done minor miracles like the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. She did that when she wasn't even a senator, and to this day, that is a work of wonder that she could get that past Republicans and Democrats who are both opposed to it. And we have the great honor of having two giant progressives in this race. Having said that, I endorse Bernie Sanders. So why? I'm gonna get back to that picture in a second because I think that it's relevant. I wanna get to it at the end. So first of all, on Bernie. Yes, he is slightly more progressive than Elizabeth Warren, and different people have different opinions on how much more progressive. I think their policies are very similar, and I trust both of them to be true progressives, and I think they've both proven that over and over again. But there are two other factors that are very, very important. I think the right tack is revolution, not reform. And by revolution, I mean a political revolution, obviously. And so I don't want to negotiate with this current system. I think it'll take too long, and I don't think that it's the right strategy. I would like to do a full frontal assault. And I don't say that because it's just in my nature and I want to be aggressive or I want to be a tough guy. No, I think it is the sure path to victory. So if you actually want to get those bills passed, yes, I know that obviously I'm not saying the other candidates. The other candidates are centrist, moderate, conservative. They have no chance of ever getting any of those progressive priorities passed. I think Elizabeth Warren does have a chance. I think she does have a smart strategy. But in my opinion, Bernie Sanders' strategy is going to be quicker, more effective. Otherwise, I wouldn't have picked him. And I think that the right thing to do is to completely and utterly challenge the system, which is what Bernie has been doing all along. For what? To what effect? Well, look, if you say, I'm gonna nibble around the edges, the Democratic leadership will nibble you to no end. And they'll just keep on going till the cows come home. Look, they'll do the same thing the Republicans did to Obama. Oh yeah, let's do a beer summit. Let's do a get together and have a tea party. Let's do this, let's do that. But they're not going to move because it misunderstands what they care about, and that is donor money. So now Bernie Sanders has been the one candidate that has clearly said that he is going to be up against that system in its entirety. And that is why he has earned the disdain and the hatred of the mainstream media, almost all the mainstream politicians. And yes, that's part of the reason why you can trust him. Because this current corrupt system says that is the one guy we cannot tolerate. Why? Because they have a sense instinctually that is the one guy that can actually change things. So let's talk about that now. 40 years, the guy's been on the right side. 40 years he fought for you. On civil rights, all the way back when he was a student, nowhere near a politician. Led a group that infiltrated to prove that there was this discrimination in housing when he was a student. He would have white couples go into housing complexes. They'd offer them the space. African Americans would go. They would not offer them the space, and they would expose them. And then when they came to arrest African Americans in one of those acts of civil disobedience, in another instance, he chained himself to an African American woman and said, "If you're going to arrest her, you're going to arrest me." That was when he was a young guy, had nothing to do with politics. He truly believed it, and he's believed it all along. In favor of gay rights and gay marriage, going back decade after decade into the 1970s, 80s, 90s. Now, the mainstream media gives credit to Johnny-come-lately politicians in the Democratic establishment who finally got to that position in the year 2013. Who do you trust? Who do you trust? On every issue, workers' rights, workers' pay. He fought to get you higher wages with Amazon, and it worked. He's fought to get you higher wages on all of these. Criminal justice reform, the issue of corruption, climate change, the endless wars. How many times did he fight against the endless wars? And single payer. Now, Nancy Pelosi says she's got a poster of single payer in her basement from 30 years ago. Well, that's very interesting. But Bernie Sanders didn't leave it in the basement. He fought for it. And when everyone was opposed to him, he would not bend, because he's a rock. And so if he fought for us for 40 years, we owe it to him now to fight for him. So I want to go to that picture that we showed you in the beginning. You know, sometimes you see Bernie and the media will get on him, they'll talk about his age, but not the age of others. And you see a little bit of slumped shoulders. You know why? Because he carried us. He carried us for 40 years. It's time for us to carry him back. So this is crunch time. This is when it matters most. And when no one had the courage to go after Hillary Clinton in 2016, he raised his hand and said, I'll do it. And they said, oh, you're crazy. You got no chance. He said, I don't care. I'm gonna fight for what's right, because that's what I've been doing from get-go. And it's true. And look, I'll end on that, guys. You could listen to the naysayers in the mainstream media all day long, and they can't stand him because they know he stands for change, real change. But does anyone really believe that Bernie Sanders isn't the most honest guy you've ever seen in politics? Even his detractors, if you got him in a room where they thought nobody would hear them, they'll say, well, yeah, the guy is really honest. I mean, he does really believe those things. We don't agree with him, we think he's crazy, but he does believe those things. No one can question his integrity. So if you're asking who should be the leader of the movement, the leader of the country, and yes, the leader of the Democratic Party. Well, if you want to truly change the Democratic Party and have it represent the people and not the corporate donors, the choice is clear. It's Senator Bernie Sanders. So I'm proud to endorse him today. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.